Hey, Denise here. It's email day. So let's get to it. Turns out I can't read. Dear Denise, I've been following you for a while and I love your truth bombs. And everything you say is super easy, but I'm just not getting results. My New Year's resolution was to do all your suggestions. But how long do I need to do this stuff to feel better? Wanting to feel better in Phoenix. Dear Phoenix, first of all, thank you. I'm glad you're loving the thoughts I'm giving. Second, resolutions. They are tricky things. So full of excitement and life on December 31st, even on January 2nd, but quickly fading as the holidays fade back into real life, huh? As we stare down another first of the month, let's revisit your resolutions and make them a little bit more likely to stick. First, let's change your outcome-based resolutions to action-based. For example, I want to lose 50 pounds becomes I will walk a mile every day, eat 5 servings of veggies, and strength train twice weekly. Also, this needs to be 3 resolutions, not 1. Number 2, once you've got this new list of actions, prioritize them into what will be the easiest to implement and give you the quickest wins. So number 1 better be something you can see yourself doing with very little prep work. Number 3, track your actions. I'm not saying to not track your weight, but success will be measured in actions. Your weight will fluctuate daily depending on how much salt you had the day before. If you have to poop, what week of your cycle is it? Things you absolutely cannot control. Tracking your walking is something you can control. Number 4, rinse and repeat. At the end of each month, weigh yourself and compare your results to your actions. Only lost 1 pound and only walked 1 time a week? What needs to be modified next month for more results? And number 5, commit to 1 new action monthly. Then in April, because you know it's March, you can layer in a second action, like eating your vegetables. Now you're going to track both walking and eating your vegetables. Now, this might seem like a really slow way to lose 50 pounds because you're only doing one thing at a time. And research has shown that by only focusing on 1 new habit a month, by the end of the year, you'll have created 10 new habits that act like compounding interest, where a little bit every day really starts to grow, versus 10 new habits started March 1st and no habits being acted on by March 9th. It's too much to track. It's too many decisions. 90% of our day is run on habits. I get up, I feed the dogs, I let the dogs out, I start the coffee maker, I spend 20 minutes on my phone, I shower, I leave for the gym, I get to work, I know exactly the route I'm going to take, right? All of these things, if you had to think about them every day, you'd be tired by the time you even got to work. So we only have so much mental power to decide what we're going to eat at each meal, how we're going to prepare these new foods, what days are gym days, what are we doing once we get to the gym, and when do we add meditation, and what about those walks? If it's raining or too cold, do I still go on a walk? Too many decisions. Versus when you only have 1 action to take, I will walk daily. If it rains, I will take an umbrella. If it's too cold, I'll walk on the treadmill. An example, this year I committed to walking an intentional 1.25 miles every single day. At first it was tough to remember every day, but I had my checkoff sheet and it helped remind me. Also, my hubs was not remembering my goal. I mean, not his job, right? Not his goal. So he would unintentionally invite me to watch a movie with him and then be a little hurt that I put him off until after my walk. Now, 54 days in, he asks, when am I going for my walk? Now, second step was that in February, I added 10 push-ups to the end of every walk. I spent the first 2 weeks doing 10 push-ups before bedtime, right after I'd checked off my bedtime list. Habits. A mindset trick to make resolutions sticky. What can I add? Our minds do not like deprivation. So I will not eat dessert is very painful and less likely to succeed than I will eat vegetables at every meal. First, it's like the pink elephant. You're always thinking about it. When I say, don't think about the pink elephant, what just popped into your head? So when I say, I can't have dessert, all I do is dwell on the dessert that I want instead of focusing on the yummy looking asparagus appetizer that I can have. Eventually, you'll get to a point where you eat the veggies, be satisfied, and have only 3 or 4 bites of dessert instead of the whole thing. Or you might even skip it without realizing it because you're satisfied or even full. Adding resolutions are more likely to happen than subtracting resolutions. And then finally, let's talk mindset a minute. The first days of any new action, again, a lot of decisions around it. What if it's cold? What if it's raining? What if I'm busy? Do I get up early? Do I stay up late? Or do I just skip it? Mantras help. At the bottom of my checklist, I have written, what would someone who decided to walk a mile every day do? Well, shit, she'd go for the damn walk. It's part of the sexy, unsexy life. I do the things that others won't do in order to have the things others can't. I take the walk, eat the veggies, and lift the weight so I can be lean, healthy, and active as I age. I will be the 80-year-old climbing Diamond Head versus my cohorts who will wait at the bottom for me. I will be the 100-year-old volunteering at the dog shelter while my cohorts are watching The Price is Right, if they're alive. Now, what about you? What is the end goal? And what do you get to do in order to have that? Don't worry about the deadlines, and before long, you'll be 50 pounds lighter. Enjoy the journey. I know it's cliche. And yet, when you take time to notice the journey, you'll be able to keep the results because you'll have become the person who walks and eats her vegetables daily versus a person trying to lose weight. The walker will keep walking because that's who she is now. The dieter won't know what to do once she's reached her goals because she's only learned to be a dieter. Now rise, Phoenix. Do the thing. XO, Denise. If you need a little more help than just a tracking sheet, I have 2 spots opening up in March for my one-on-one coaching. If you're not sure coaching is right for you, go to my blog, check the link, or just shoot me a message. Have a most fantastic afternoon.